It's your boy Sid, and welcome to Speak Your Mind all the time. As you notice, guys, it's been a minute. I haven't been here for a minute, but your boy Sid's back. Changes are back. A lot has been happening. And of course, tonight's show is going to be live in tune with everyone out there. I got special guests like I always do. And I'm going to keep bringing these special guests and a lot of newcomers coming on the channel. So be on the lookout. So without further ado, let's drop him into the stream. My man, my partner in crime, yo, Jay Tuck is in the building. We got BJ Nix coming on shortly. But before I go into a lot of what's been going on, Jay, I just want to tell you live, thank you for you posted a video a couple weeks ago thanking me, but I want to thank you because I went through some stuff. I dropped off the map, and you were always there, checking up and making sure I was good and when I'd be making my comeback. And I'm making my comeback today. Your boy Sid is back, and I have a lot of stuff, a lot of projects in the works. But Jay, please let the fans know where to find you. And please, once again, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being there for me, man.
Yeah, man. Like, first and foremost, I want to say welcome back, my guy. You definitely been missed. I think you're a part of it. And I think what a lot of people don't understand is when you kind of start this content, creating stuff, you never know about the relationships that you build behind the scenes, like off camera, man. So, I think of you as a friend and family member. So, when you're concerned, I'm concerned, man. So I'm glad to see you doing well. Looking kind of chiseled, man. You're starting to come from my spot, man. So I might need to go work out after this, man. But it's glad to see you happy, smiling, man. And it's time to get back to this Dallas Cowboys content. But of course, everyone in the chat, man, you can find me on Twitter at JTuck151. I'm also on my YouTube channel, of course, Cowboys Fans Only. And then also cowboysfansonly.com. We are back, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, I want to apologize. I'm just reaching out to BJ Nix to find out where he's at. But congratulations on your 1,000 mark, bro. I saw the video and I said, wow, this guy's like, you were at like 975, I think, something like that. And then you did a video and boom, boom, boom. And you were at 1,000 by the end of the night. Congratulations, man.
I appreciate it, man. I couldn't done that without everyone's help, man. Like I said, people who watch the channel support. When I first started, man, I only had like 10 people watching. My kids would watch my show and go upstairs and they would log into multiple Google accounts and like the videos. And so now we're at 1,000, man. So it's like, kind of crazy to see the growth within a year, man. But that's what it's all about. The community, supporting the community. We're growing. So I'm giving you guys content. We can continue to keep that fire content. And it's all about passionate Cowboys fans coming together and ultimately trying to put our ideas together to get this 6th championship, which should be soon. So
yeah, well, listen, the Dallas Cowboys got to, and we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Like I said, I've been out of loop. I had to do like so much research today. I haven't been following anything, and I did a lot of research today. And one of my main concerns, and I'm hoping that you guys have the same concerns I have, is the defense. Mm-hmm. I spoke to Cowboy Fan Talk the other day, and he was like, the defense is going to be all right, and I said, okay. I want to know the logic behind it, because we're not, obviously we seem like we're going to be drafting offense. It seems like that's going to be the Cowboys. If it falls properly, we're going to talk about it. It seems like our offense is where the Dallas Cowboys seem to be aiming towards. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but from everything that I'm reading, that's what I'm seeing.
I think it's a lot going on in the air. We really can't get a gauge on it. All of it's just speculation at this point. But as you said, man, we do need to address the defense. Shout out to my guy Nate, man, about I Want Micah Parsons. Go check out the channel. I just dropped a video about 10 minutes ago on Micah Parsons. But I'll say this. Where Rome was probably coming in and from his perspective about the defense isn't going to be a concern. I think it's because he's putting a lot of trust into Dan Quinn and his new coaching staff defensively. I think if you go back to what we had in 2019, right, before Mike Nolan came in, things were a lot better than what we saw in 2020. So, do we want to give the Dallas Cowboys defense a mulligan from the standpoint of it was a COVID season? You had online training, new coaching staff that try to do way too much. It was way too complicated, and hopefully Dan Quinn can come in and fix it. So I think just naturally you'll see the defense step forward in the right direction. I mean, you can't get any worse. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like the Cowboys defensively will step forward. A few additional pieces that we can add in this draft, which we'll probably speak about. But I'm optimistic about the defense being sustainable, next year. Now, if they get worse than last year, y'all, I don't know what the hell to tell you. So,
because we were bad last year. We were, what were we, like ranked like 30?
I think total like 28th overall, give or take. I know like rush defense was 31st. I think pass defense was 11, something like that. Something overall we're like 25, 28, something like that. So yeah. But a lot of miscommunications, a lot of things kind of broke down during the season. So I'm ready to kind of get the defense a mulligan. But here's the thing: if the defense continues to slide, y'all, we're out of options. This is the third defensive coordinator, so it's really time we start pointing the light at these players if we continue to slide back, man. But I don't see that happening. So.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. Listen, I just want to send a few shout outs, man. People are in the chat already. We got Moving the Chains. Thank you for tuning in. Always, yeah, me Moving the Chains. I've been talking a little bit. Don't worry about it. Moving the Chains. Hit the gym. I did, and I'm there Monday to Friday, and I'm getting it in. So we're good. We're good. I'm trying to catch up to my guy, Jay Tuck, man. Posting those crazy squat videos. Yeah, man. So big shout out to Nate Naruso. Elazar Mendoza is in the building. Huge shout out to these guys. Thank you guys. And please keep the questions coming. And we're definitely going to be here for you guys and answering your concerns and what you guys think the Dallas Cowboys should be doing during the draft and after the draft. Because I believe that everybody's like, oh, the Dallas Cowboys aren't making any moves. We haven't made major moves. And I think right now we're waiting till the draft is done, right? I think that
we hope we hope, but I think where the frustration for a lot of Cowboys fans standpoint is that we kind of signed Dak Prescott, we had the big parade, big press conference, and it was just nothing. So
nothing out, yeah.
And so the longer that we wait, the cupboard's bare. I always kind of say it's like Christmas shopping, right? If you don't start, on Black Friday and you want to wait till Christmas Eve, well, pretty much you're gonna be getting, the bottom shelf stuff that's available. So I feel like that's where the Cowboys currently stand, is they kind of waited for so long. And if you wait for after the draft, it might be slim picking. So I think the Cowboys' perspective is they're going in with the idea of that they're going to crush it in this draft and get a lot of the pieces that they're currently missing, which is kind of a gamble, but we shall see. That's the one thing the Cowboys have done well is draft. So,
are we going to do well? So let's just jump right in. And I know you guys have been discussing it, and I know I'm bringing it into the mix late. One of the biggest topics being talked about is Kyle Pitts. Mm-hmm. Now, I went and watched some highlight videos, and I'm a Kyle Pitts fan. I'm on the Kyle Pitts train. Yeah, for sure. He's he's 6'6", 249, I believe. Crazy hands, crazy how he adjusts to the ball. Once he gets the ball, the power that this guy, he could take a hit. Mm-hmm. He could take some hits. So I'm up. And then I watched Surtain's tape, and I'm torn. We go defense, do we go offense? This is the thing. And the Dallas Cowboys have to trade up to get Pitts. Am I right or wrong?
Possibly. I would think maybe, we have ran down a few scenarios where Pitts could possibly slide. It really depends on the quarterbacks per se. And if there's a defensive player that can kind of go top 10, then he can get within range. And so it's going to take some luck next Thursday. If we really want to just go get him, then yeah, absolutely. We would have to trade up.
So you don't think he'll follow us because of how certain players are going to get picked, and certain teams are going to make trades to get better picks, right? So is there a chance that he's going to fall in our lap like CeeDee Lamb did last year?
I think there's a possibility. So if any of you guys are gamblers, the money is on if he goes at 5 or more. So I would take the over at that. But here's the thing. I think the first threat, of course, will be Atlanta at the 4th spot, right? I think that they could be a team. They might want a quarterback, might not, but they might say, screw it. Let's just add another weapon with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, engage and out there and see what happens. So they could be the option at 4. I think if they trade out that spot, and you get a team that's quarterback hungry to trade up, then okay, that can give us some wiggle room. Then the next threat is kind of the Dolphins, where they really fall. Are they wanting to get a weapon as in Kyle Pitts for Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback that got out of Alabama, or would they go with Devontae Smith or Waddle, one of the guys that Tua played with? So that's an option. Then you kind of get into the conversation of Detroit. Well, Detroit already took a top-notch tight end, Hawkinson, last year, or it might be the year before. I think last year, and TJ Hawkinson. So, would they really go tight end again? I don't think so. I think that's might be the first play for defense. Panthers, they got Sam Darnold. So I think they're kind of solidified there. But, could they go there, or would they go offensive tackle? I think Denver is currently in the market for a quarterback. And then that leaves the Dallas Cowboys at 10. So there's hope. I'm more optimistic, y'all, crazily, about Kyle Pitts sliding to 10 than I was at CeeDee Lamb sliding to 17. Because last year I thought this ain't no chance in hell. You want to kind of say that, man. I'm more optimistic about Kyle Pitts sliding to us at 10 versus I was at CeeDee. Like I said, it's going to take some luck, but draft day is always about luck, man. You just never know. So we roll this pitch train so far. There's no need to jump off now. It's almost draft day, so get our suits ready.
How excited are you for draft, man? Because I was talking to somebody. I was talking to Philly Notion just yesterday. I said, once the draft hits, for us bloggers, it's like season starts, right? So because then it's training camp, and then it's to see who's doing what, teams are making what moves are going to be made, and then next preseason rolls around. Is there a preseason this year? I think they're talking about one game, right?
There'll be a preseason this year. I think the 2 to 3 is kind of in conversation. So we'll see. I think what happens next after the draft, we get the schedule actually laid out finally, which I've been waiting on. So, you get the draft, you get to break down the players, you get the schedule, you get to break down the schedule, you get free agency, you get camp. And so it's a continuous round the clock, man. That's what I like, because usually before I jumped in this whole thing, right? You have football season, it ends, and you kind of dwindle off and not watch anything for a while until September. But you guys keep us going, so we got to stay in tune, man. So I'm excited about it. So Thursday will definitely be a spectacle, man.
Are you making your way to training camp this year?
I'm thinking about it, Cali, man. So if they're allowing fans at training camp, I definitely will try to hit Oxnard. I was supposed to go there last year.
I remember.
I know Jerry kind of mentioned it. He hinted towards it. What's really going to happen. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll definitely be out there at the camp. I've never been to California, so I'm gonna turn into a vacation, Cowboys trip, the whole spectacle, man.
The whole spectacle.
Yeah. You know how I do. So. Yeah.
I saw it. By the way, congratulations on your trip. You seemed like you had an amazing time. Nice pictures you're putting up there, and you still had time to do a show from the beach, which was crazy, nice, insane.
Man. Yeah, I was kind of walking around the beach trying to find reception. It took me like 4 hours to upload that video. I had to go sit at the front lobby, man. I sat in the lobby for like 2 hours, and then I was like, I'm just gonna leave my phone here, and the clerk just kind of watched it while it uploads. So it was like, that's what I would do. To give you guys a beach video. So.
Yeah, 100%. I did it too. When you saw I did it once in Mexico too. So I know what you're talking about. It does take a while. So whoa, and dropping in the building is my guy, your guy, Nix, BJ Nix. What's up, Nix? It's been a minute. Once again, like I just thanked Jake Tuck, I want to thank you too for being a huge support while I took some time off from blogging. And you are always checking in on me, and I really, really appreciate that.
We talk about a lot, man. It's man, sometimes you gotta take a break. It gets hectic sometimes, and you gotta just let me pump the brakes a little bit. Let me fall back for a little while, So no, brother, I'm glad to see you back. Man, I'm digging the setup behind you. I see you playing a little work. I got a little work in there.
I had no choice, man. I had to put in some work there, and I had to put in some work on the body in the gym. So getting myself back healthy, and I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate everybody who's been sending me love the way they have to me coming back. And I'm glad to be back, and let's get this rolling, man. Let's get that.
I can text you at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm good, man. Let's get it. Let's get it.
All right.
You know, so yeah, I remember those. Yeah, I apologize about those things. The time difference used to get me, man. You know,
right.
For sure, J Tuck's wife thought he was having it. Who's texting you at this early in the morning?
Right. Time difference, bro.
Yeah. Well, it's good. You can text me. I'm alone.
All right, you're good. For now.
Listen. For now. Yeah. You never know what's gonna happen, man. Listen, Nix. I was talking, and I don't know if you saw my post, and I told J Tuck, and I was telling the people that are watching that your boy Sid had to finally do some research and go and watch highlight videos and see what's going on. And I'm with you, man. And I know Spoonie was happy to see it. I'm on the pitch train, man.
Yeah, come on down. There's maybe a bottle of water. Maybe we find you a couple bottle of waters in the back. It's super late. I'm going to get you a little something still set up.
Yeah, man. The pitch train is, listen, if he falls on our lap, our offense is going to be a force to be reckoned with. I don't think we're going to have too many weapons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
the idea. But
all the weapons.
Oh yeah, I mean we got Cooper, we got Gallup, we got okay. So speaking about weapons and guys, I'm jumping to next year. I'm already I'm thinking, oh my God, we're gonna go get our offense is gonna be stacked up. We're gonna have cap issues next year. Are we not?
No, because I mean there's actually a thing kind of built in where you can take Dak and drop his number even lower than what it is this year. So there's ways to maneuver this cap and do some. I mean, look, and of course, and look, not saying that they're going to do this, right? Sure, if they want to get out of Amari Cooper's money, they can get out of Amari Cooper money next year. If they want to get out of Jalen Smith contract, they can do that also a little bit next year. There's some things you can do with college. So there's definitely some things there that's fine from the cap standpoint. Long time I've been on the show saying this before. Sid, man, the cap is a myth. The cap to a certain extent is a myth. Man, they can do whatever they need to do and make things happen and get this thing rolling the right way for them to bring in whoever it is they want to bring in. But we're not going to be up at any kind of wall as to say, okay, well, we got to make a bunch of moves or else. We're not at that standpoint yet.
Because
as the lunatic said, cap is going up to $250 million.
Right.
Next year.
So the cap's going to increase due to the TV deal. And shouts out to my guy, Boss Cowboy. He kind of gave Stephen Jones his flowers. You think about it from this perspective, we were one of the only teams, kind of that was prepared for a COVID season because we were one of the teams that didn't have to release anybody due to, the salary cap pulling back. So I feel like Stephen and Jerry Jones are well ahead of the curve, man. And so they'll take everything into consideration. Like I said, the cap should increase next year. So we'll have more than enough space to maneuver. Now, will we? That remains to be unseen, but I think we'll be perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm hoping because you know what? I was like, wait a minute. We have so many people that we're going to have to adjust to. Like you said, Cooper, we're going to have to probably adjust his contract. And then aren't we going to have to sign Gallup next year?
Possibly, yeah.
Isn't Gallup's going to be looking for money next year?
He'll be in contract year, yeah. So
yeah.
But
now, do you think that
said, man, you gotta think of the cap as it's a myth, man. It's like a budget or a vacation budget, right? You might say you're only going to spend $1,000, but if you're out there having fun, you can make some things work where you can spend an extra $5. So you can maneuver things around according to your budget to really make things happen. So I mean, people get so vaccinated on the cap, this is stuck like a boundary line. Like you can cross over. We've seen what the Saints did. We've seen what the Eagles did. There's flexibility to get into contracts, restructure money, across the board. So the Cowboys will be fine cap space wise. Honestly,
I'm also looking at it this way. I think Stephen Jones, the way he's being so stingy with money, he'll probably be carrying some of that cap over the next year anyways, right?
That's the trend, man. Carrying money forward. So
yeah, and like we had brought it up earlier, and I think Jay, you touched on it a little bit. We're waiting. The Dallas Cowboys haven't done anything, like you said, since we signed Dak. I think that was like the major move, the big decision, and then it seems like Dallas Cowboys have said, we're done for now. We're going to wait till the draft, and then after the draft, we're going to make the adjustment, go pick up who's ever on a free agency. But my fear is, and I don't know if you guys feel the same way, we're going to get scraps if we're going to wait to that point.
Yeah, I mean, But it'll be the same scraps that you're looking at now, though. I mean, and that's the big key about it. No matter who you're talking about at this point that we could go sign, they're going to be available right after the draft as well too. Right. So there's not really a big press to go out here and sign anybody at this moment. The only part where I really miscalculated, because I kind of think they've done what I thought they would do. The spot where I missed, where your guy Knicks missed, would be with the cornerback position. They brought back one guy. Yeah. Oh no. It's a wrap. It's okay. It's going to be a wash because I'm going to win on the Caleb Farley in, so I'm good. But where I thought they would do is they would bring in another outside corner before the draft when they re-signed J-Lou. And to me, I think they're looking at Brown to be in the outside corner and J-Lou being in that slot, and then they'll see what the draft brings them. But I really thought they would protect themselves with one side. So outside of that. They signed a 3-tech. They signed a 1-tech. They signed a quote-unquote linebacker. They signed a couple of safeties. They kind of did exactly what we anticipated them that they were going to do. Now, thank you. Whether you think it's the flashiest names and whatnot, now, there's debatability in who they brought in here, right? But again, I thought they would bring another outside corner. That's the only one where I missed on, right? Mm-hmm. And now here we are looking at 10, and we're arguing whether it's going to be Santana or it's going to be Horn. Right.
Yeah. Speaking about corners, do you think it would be a good idea? And I think we brought this up before, and I discussed it with somebody. You think maybe going after Richard Sherman would be a good thing for a year?
That's been the topic of conversation. I dropped the video. Shouts out to Megan and Camber about bringing in Richard Sherman. Me personally, I'm cool on it. You know what I'm saying? It really depends because one, I don't think that Richard Sherman is going to take a below market deal. He's not going to sign one of these cheap 1-year deals that we've been offering out. So if the Cowboys are going to get a Richard Sherman, I think they're going to have to come with the correct offer. And we've all seen how that's gone, a la KJ Wright. So do I think that would I welcome Richard Sherman in Dallas? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to happen? Absolutely not. Because I feel like at this point in his career, if he's going to take a bargain deal, he's going to want to go to a competitive team, and that's what we kind of been seeing around the league thus far. So I just don't see Richard Sherman being the offer. I see there's other people out there, as just mentioned in the chat, whether it's Brian Poole, Casey Hayward out there. Some of these guys still on this list.
Get started.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, one of these guys are still available that's younger that can actually add more than just being an old guy that's with the name. I'd rather have production over name, but they had to get us something at this point because, like Nick just said, we're going to this draft kind of backed into a corner. I mean, literally.
Yeah, man, moonwalking into that corner, Tuck. We moonwalking into that.
Right. Yeah,
hey, man, before y'all hit that sub, hit that like, hit that share too, man. For my guy Sid, back in the building.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. The Lunatic, big shout out to the Lunatic. He says Sherman won't take below market deal from Jera, of all people.
But it ain't Jared though. Jared probably gave the bag. Jerry's out here buying wine from 7-Eleven right now. That's on Steven. I gotta stop saying Jerry. That's on Steven, man.
Yeah, that's where it really is, man. A lot of people have been having this hard, blaming Jerry because he's the face of it, man. It's Steven, man. And like I said, Boss said something, one of the realest things that he said the other night. Stephen Jones was one of the only people on the planet that fought Jerry Jones about signing Deion Sanders. Mm-hmm. And so if he's able to fight against bringing in Deion Sanders, KJ Wright and Richard Sherman, that's a cakewalk. Like that's easy, man. So so it's like, nah, I just don't see Stephen Jones spending the money and being aggressive in free agency. I think those days of the Cowboys are far beyond us.
And I think the other side of that token too is I think for Steven believes he was very aggressive last year. I think Steven,
we were surprised last year.
Yeah, we were surprised. Steve was very aggressive, and basically none of those guys were on the roster by week 8. And it's like, so we tried it not my way, and we saw what we got. So, we're going back over here to what comfortable. I'm getting back in my jammies.
Dad, I told you. Dad, I told you.
I told you it wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
You got Dadgum, Everson Griffin on Instagram. Somebody going from rags to riches, leaving Dallas and going to Detroit. I mean, what are we doing here?
Right.
Control
of things. So
So you think right now Jerry Jones is definitely not involved in any of this money and negotiation?
I mean, look, he's going to sit. Here's what he does. Here's Jerry Jones's day. Oh, who are we talking to today that's a draft prospect? And Jerry's going to be in that room. He's going to talk to him. And Jerry's going to have his radio spot where he's going to talk about what he likes and whatnot. And then whatever real estate deals are going on, Jerry's going to have some sign-offs on that and the Salvation Army stuff and everything.
Right.
But that day-to-day contracts, what's going on, it's just not what's happening. It's just not what it is. That's again, you go back to the actual press conference. How are you going to build this team and build this defense? And you saw Jerry jump out there. Oh, I want to hear this too. And turned and looked at Steven. Like this is on Steven's plate as far as building this team, handling this cap. And now, yes, do I think if Steven got a wild hair and wanted to splurge on something, would he have to maybe co-sign with Daddy a little bit? Probably so. Right. But the way that Steven operates, it's whatever. There's not going to be no pushback or anything on it.
Right.
Yeah, I want to send a shout out to my guy K Low. K Low is a new blogger that'll be coming on. He started a new channel, Low Key Talks. He's up one of my boys from Canada, my best friend actually. He said we should have went after Johnson or Hill. Both signed for less than market value. Would have been a change of life for that secondary. And he says Kyle Pitts is not the answer, just another mouth to feed offensively.
See, I was subscribed to the channel until he said that.
Yep. That's it. Single fork and low, he's done.
K, man, you're not getting love, man. For back Pitts comment, nobody's subscribing.
Right.
So, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that we should have went after Johnson or Hill?
We can talk about a plethora of people we should have went after. I mean, it's just underneath the bridge. I mean, we can even talk about every level of the defense guys that we could have gotten that were under market value, right? And man, go to Jay Tuck's page, Cowboys Fans Only. He's done some great quality videos talking about these different guys, the different breakdowns. Over here at the Stargate Podcast, we definitely on our live chats have broken these things down and talked about them. Obviously, Sid, before you took the dip out, we had some conversations on your channel. So I mean, here we are. It's just the state of the nation, right? I mean, we just got to call it what it is. I mean, we can keep beating this horse and what we should have, would have, could have. But guys, like somebody. Here's the thing, and I kind of noticed this. He's talking this. Look at us point, guy. Man, we got to stop beating the horse. You know what I mean?
Right.
We got to stop beating the horse. It's what it is. Like, yeah, should we did this? Should we done that? Yeah, sure. Guess what? We didn't. Now what we got to look at is what we got to really focus ourselves into is what we need to do in this draft to figure it out. And then once the draft's over, now we can kind of revisit who's available for agency. Right. What did we get done in the draft? What we need to do then.
Right. Because I think what the draft will really tell us is what was the decision making. If they think, let's say for instance, that we go with what my video just said and draft the Micah Parsons in the first round at 10, then we can say, okay, well, that's why they didn't go with KJ Wright, because they were eyeing Mike. Okay, so now it makes sense. And so I think once the draft actually happens, it'll open up a lot more. But like I've been saying, it puts a lot of pressure on these draft picks, because if you mess up or things kind of just go crazy unexpectedly, it can kind of force you into a corner. So I think that's what they're really waiting on, is to kind of hit it off with this draft, get maybe 4 starters that they can probably plug in there, and then they'll probably bring in a few free agents after the fact. So I got a hot take here for Sid's first show back. I got a hot take.
Oh boy,
I'm gonna throw this on tomorrow's show as well. I don't think the Cowboys are going to take a linebacker in the first 3 picks.
Ooh.
I don't think they're going to take a linebacker in the first 3 picks. I'm going to tell you why. Because they already got their guy in house. 1-year deal. Look, these guys are all set up for 1-year deals. They're going to let it play out. Let's see who can play, who can't play, and they'll sign whoever they want to sign. And then next year's draft will be all about linebacker, adding a linebacker, doing certain things, because they're going to give Jalen Smith every single opportunity to walk through that door and be the GOAT for them. They've invested in him. They're not going to add another high tier pick in there. They're just not. They're not going to do it. They're not. They want to see it through with LVE and Jalen. I don't think they're going to take a linebacker in their first 3 picks.
But man, that's a huge gamble, because
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
but not from a production value. I'm talking about from a depth value, because you know, can we really count on LVE to be healthy the full season? I would say no.
That's what I was just about to say.
Keanu O'Neal coming off an injury as well. You know, so it's like if that backfires, then we're right back to where we were in 2020. If that happens, and so,
Yeah, because I mean, you still got Francis Bernard in the building, right? You still got Luke Gifford, who they like, who they do like. Okay, and now I'm not saying they won't draft a linebacker. They're not going to draft a linebacker that immediately is going to request playing time. 99 back, you might see a linebacker. 75 up, I don't think you're going to see one.
I would have felt a lot better if they would have kept Joe Thomas in house.
Oh, me too. Yeah, me too. Or they would have held Malcolm Smith a couple years ago. Right, who came in, played towards the end of the year and played pretty well for us, has done pretty well for Cleveland. But yeah, I just don't think they're going to take a linebacker in the top 3. I think we're going to see corner. I think we'll see defensive tackle. I think we're going to see an offensive player.
Makes sense.
Whether that be O-line or that's just kind of, again, I'm sorry. Hey, I'm starting to zero. I told you guys, as we get close to this thing, I start really zeroing in on some of these takes. And, hey, man, I'll hit some. I'll miss some. I'll own them both. It's okay. I'll stand right here in the dirt and own them both. But yeah, because I talked to you before, J Tuck, as you did the Parsons video, I was like, man, the one thing that was kind of creeping in my mind was, man, they're just not talking about Parsons. Like, nothing's being mentioned to Dallas. They're mentioning all these other players, but nothing's getting mentioned about Parsons. Maybe that's the smoke screen, right? Maybe that's the smoke screen of, well, we're really wanting Parsons. We're just not going to say a whole lot. We're just going to kind of chill and just keep it mum. But the more I think about it, and the more I kind of, as I'm reading the tea leaves, I'm like, well, Dan Quinn's coming in to make, Jalen better. Look, they could have got out of Jalen's contract this year.
Right.
LVE, they haven't picked up the 5th-year option. Okay, bet. Well, then they gave the 1-year deal to Neal. All these guys, basically, they're saying, okay, guys, here you go. Go do your thing. And to see where it falls out. And then goes kind of back to how we went and drafted we redid the secondary a couple years ago. We brought back Morris Claiborne for the 1 year, right? We kind of stayed pat, let them see what they do. And then they got out of here. We got Cheeto and Lewis that draft in the 2nd and 3rd round. So I'm kind of thinking they're just not going to add another big body or a high capital pick that should request time, into this thing. Unless there's a someone had to drop tremendously with like, okay, we can't ignore the value here at this pick. Right. But outside of that, I don't think they're going to reach. I don't think they're going to try to do anything to go get them a linebacker and flex this room. Will they add to the linebacker core? Yes, but it's not going to be a guy that's going to press LVE or Jalen Smith more than Neal's going to press him.
Yeah, and looking crazy. I actually just said that. I think why a lot of people are out on the Micah Parsons idea because he gives a lot of Cowboys fans PTSD, which comes to Jalen Smith, because I think he reminds a lot of people of Jalen Smith. Just athletic, can come forward, can play in space, can tackle, and do a lot. But mentally, is it really there? Can you really trust him? Mm-hmm. And I think that's why a lot of people are just like, I'm cool on Micah Parsons. But like I was saying in my video, if you want to really address the front seven and get what we truly need in Dallas, then Micah Parsons would be that answer. A versatile linebacker that can play Will, can play Sam, add some depth to the linebacker position if something was to go wrong with Jalen Smith, LVE, or Neal. So I think he fixes immediate need, but do you trust it? And I think that's where the divide is for a lot of Cowboys fans. Like, I want it, but I really don't trust it. So I'm just going to be cool on it. So
it wouldn't be smart to make that kind of move to go for somebody who's just plays exactly like another player, or we don't have that confidence, because I don't have confidence in LVE because, like you said, he's injury prone, right?
It's always hurt.
LVE, always hurt. And we said it last year, and J-Tuck, we talked about it last year. We said LVE was coming out, I'm 100%, I'm ready to go, and boom.
Right.
Injury.
First game.
Right? Exactly. So is he ready? Is he ready this time? I don't think so. They're never going to let us know exactly that LVE he's still injury prone, or we're not. They're always going to tell us he's good to go. He's good to go. Jalen Smith, I'm not a big fan of Jalen Smith. I never was. I find that once he gets a player blows past him, it's over. Right. So we need to make moves. And Knicks, I'm really hoping that you're wrong.
Fair enough.
Please be wrong. Please be wrong. I'm begging you, please. Why'd you have to drop that on this channel?
I'm gonna drop it tomorrow. I'm gonna drop it tomorrow too. I think I give it a little spice over here. You coming back? Let me give you a little spice up with a little take, man. Spice up with a little take. And look, they're just we talk about these guys and how they're married together at the hip. The Cowboys are rooting for him. They are, right? Yeah. And look, and the Cowboys can sell. Well, he led the league of tackles last year. I mean, they can sell certain things about him. But again, we have a propensity with this team to not step on toes. Right. And not bring in competition because we wanted to be in the perfect space and do certain things. And when I just think about, you brought in Neil, obviously off the injury, he played some linebacker. He's really a safety. He's switching positions. You could have had KJ Wright. You kind of chose to pass on him. Basically, he was ready to be here, and that was Dan Quinn's guy even. And they're moving around. I'm just like, yeah, man. I just like all of a sudden, I'm like, yeah, they're not trying to upset this balance. They want to see these guys play out. They want to see return on investment. They drafted them. They stuck with them. They want to see if they can walk through that door. What they do, they'll try to pay their guys to move forward. Well, it wouldn't have to be paying Jalen. It would just keep him in house. LVE is a different situation with the 5th-year option. And I wouldn't say. The only thing about Parsons is obviously he doesn't have the injury that Jalen had, so he doesn't have the drop foot issue or things of that ilk. But yeah, the maturity level is there's a lot of different things out there for sure that makes you pause, if you will.
Can I trust him with the keys to the kingdom? And that's the hardest part, man. That's kind of the final question I ask when I scout these players. Like, can I trust you with the keys to the kingdom? And it's just like for Parsons, I like what you bring, but I can't trust you, man. So that's the hard part about it. But like I said, he definitely fixes what we need to be fixed. So,
BJ, you said something just a second ago that you said that the Dallas Cowboys don't like to step on toes, right?
Right.
Do you feel that the coaching style has changed totally with the Dallas Cowboys? Because Jimmy Johnson used to hold his players accountable. You didn't do what I need you to do out there. Well, you were pretty much on the bench.
Well, yes and no. I mean, you go back to the Jimmy Johnson days. Yeah, they cut a punter. They cut a linebacker that wasn't of that ilk. And then, of course, Jimmy Johnson got in trouble once the salary cap came into play of paying players that he loved too long. Right. And even when it came to like a Dez Bryant, like him, the Jesse were like the last guys they had to get on board to let Dez Bryant leave out of the building. And this is, some of the reason why Jerry doesn't do, some of the things, as active on the roster anymore as you look at the way that we carry out free agency and stuff are the people that we sign. I mean, do you think Jerry Jones let Byron Jones get out of here after you drafted him, flipped him back and forth, and then saw what he did at corner? Do you think you would let him get out of here and not just check? He was like, yeah, that's 6.5. I mean, go ahead. We'll move on, and then we hindsight, well, maybe we should have kept Byron Jones. It's one of those weird things of, Steven consistently says we draft and pay our own. But boy, it's hard to get a second check here. I mean, you go look at the linebacker position, right? We're worried about the linebacker position. Well, we had 2 linebackers, Damian Wilson and Hitchens, right? They went over there in Kansas City, won a Super Bowl. They didn't get a second contract yet, but we didn't want to pay them that much money, So eventually, and here's my conundrum. You don't want to spend in free agency because you want to sign your guys. Okay, well, you got to start signing more of your guys because the cupboard's getting bare. Okay, right. The depth is bare because you're not signing your guys. And right now we're like the third youngest team in the league right now.
Right. And
are we the third?
Yeah, third or fifth, somewhere between third and fifth, third, fourth, or fifth. One of those 3.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna say, you think about it from the defensive standpoint. I mean, DeMarcus Lawrence. Yeah, right. I'm gonna have Spoonie. Yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna have Spoonie's the 50. He's got to send me for the Caleb Farley. I'll just have him send it to you.
Okay, wait. I want to send a shout out to SoFlo. Thanks for tuning in, SoFlo. We're gonna get together soon, man. Do a collab, but please fill me in on this comment because I'm missing something.
Oh, we had a show going. It was I think it was on Jay Tuck's channel. It was Tuck, SoFlo, me, and we were and Spoonie. We were just talking back and forth about the draft and everything. The bet that I had with SoFlo is that we would add another outside corner before the draft, and then the bet that I had with Spoonie was that we would that Caleb Farley would get drafted in the first round. I almost got Jay Tuck on the Caleb Farley, and then the next day was
I didn't sleep on it. I didn't sleep on it.
But go ahead and finish that point, Tuck. Good point you were finishing. Go ahead and finish that point, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say from the most part, you think about it, DeMarcus Lawrence was the only player really in-house that got the big deal, second deal. So it's like, for some reason defensively, those guys struggle getting the big money. It just doesn't happen. I feel like they caught Jalen Smith at the right time and the right price, and he just took the offer. But if we let him kind of play out his contract, I think that he would have been another casualty that we let walk as well. So, that's the thing. It's like, if you're going to be a defensive player and you're going to get that second deal to be, one of our guys, well, you're going to take a bargain deal. You're not going to get the money. And we saw that happen with Byron Jones and, even Cheeto, from that standpoint. So it's like, DeMarcus Lawrence is the only guy that really got that contract. And for some reason, the Cowboys just don't spend big defensively, which could probably be the reason why you've seen a lot of issues in Dallas.
And of course, he had to play through a tag and then threaten to hold out his surgery on his shoulder to get his check. So, the only two guys I can really think about. So, he got paid. And when we're talking about paid, not like, because like you said, Jalen got a check, but it wasn't, the complete market value, right? Tyron Crawford got paid. And then, of course, you moved Tyron Crawford from being that 3 tech to D end, and you really just wasted his career by moving him around because you couldn't get the other side of the defensive end fixed. And outside of those two guys, let's throw Jalen in there. Don't throw Jalen in there. Man, that's it. I mean, that's it.
All the way back to the Anthony Spencer debacle, man. Franchise tag again until he was worn out. But check out SoFlo's video, man, because him and his wife are going back and forth over the Pitt Surtain thing. And I'm happy my guy Jonathan's off the couch, man. I know. I think my guy Jonathan was sleeping on the couch, man, after that one. So.
Yeah, he was in you think he was in the doghouse?
Yeah, in the doghouse, man, sleeping downstairs. He got a nice doghouse,
sure.
So he's all right.
Yeah. He's good. Or he's got the pool. Does he have a pool house or something?
He's got
something
house.
back there.
Good, man. So
he's good. He's all right.
He's down there in Florida. Listen, hey, man, the Florida right now, the weather in Florida right now is lovely. He could have slept outside.
Right.
He's good. He can sleep outside by the pool. He's on a lawn chair. He's good.
Yeah, he's good.
So listen, speaking about not signing players. Yeah. He's cracking up in the chat here. I love SoFlo, man. Good guy. So listen, speaking about not signing players, and I'm like I told you guys, I'm late. I'm a little late. How did you guys feel about the Aldon Smith situation? Because that's another player I felt that we let go. We should have paid him. I would have liked. He didn't. Yes, he started off strong and then maybe didn't finish off strong.
You saw the news with him though, right?
Yes, and I was just going to bring that back. I was just going to bring that back into the mix. But then I said, but then on the other side, he's being charged with domestic battery or
second-degree battery.
And then another exactly. And then I saw another player get suspended today for substance abuse from the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, another corner. You know what's funny about that is, I posted in the group about him getting suspended for 2 games for beds. And a lot of people was like, "Oh, I don't know who he is." I'm like, "Well, you must not watch games because he got a lot of snaps last year."
He was the wrong Robinson because we were all looking at him like, "Okay, Reggie Robinson's in the game."
I was like, "No, the dreads. Hey, he's got dreads. What's going on?" Yeah, I'm like,
he
"Bro,
those dreads quick."
And he had the 28 on. I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
He got out there last year. I was like, "All right, man, we got Reggie Robinson finally out there." And I was like, "No, that's not Reggie." No. But to answer your question, Sid, I think the Cowboys kind of gave hints earlier that they were out on Aldon Smith. Granted, do they know about these issues? I don't know. But I've always been hearing in-house that Aldon was a strange guy. Like, he really didn't mesh well with the team. He was kind of standoffish. And like I said, he was always Jim Tonsulu's pet. And, that was kind of his product. So once he was out, I kind of know that left kind of opportunity for Aldon Smith to be out. Now, we saw that the team kind of said they were out on Aldon Smith, but then Mike McCarthy had his press conference and was like, well, no, I welcome Aldon Smith back. And I think what happened, Stephen Smith's like, hey, I need to talk to you about that Aldon Smith. Not sure to let you know, but Aldon will not be returning next,
We have a guy for you. His name's Tyler Basham.
Right. And so, I kind of expected for Aldon Smith to be out. Now, granted, I didn't know he had these issues, man. So, it's unfortunate for him. He's a guy here in Kansas City. Like I said, he's from Raytown, Missouri, and Raytown is just not anybody from Raytown, man. Hide your wallet. But I feel like he just kind of stemmed back, and You know, I wish him the best, man. But sometimes it's kind of hard to get over those issues. And I was going to say this on my channel, man, to be honest. Like, sometimes when you're going through mental health, drug issues, whatever it is, a football environment might not just be conductive to your mental well-being, man, because it puts you in the standpoint where they're encouraging you to be violent and behave and be brash, and it might just not be, you know, the best environment for him. So, you know, maybe he'll get it figured out, but it sounds like where he's at currently, he might be headed for bigger trouble than normal. Man. So
shout out to our guy Brad Walker in the middle. What's going on, Brad? Always tagging us.
What's up, Brad?
On the Twitter.
Rashad Robinson, not Reggie, man.
Yeah, Rashad. You know, let me ask y'all a question.
Wait, before you get there. Okay. Before you get there, I just posted this. Jesse, what do you guys think about Diggs news? You think it's anything that we need to be concerned about?
Does he play in Dallas?
That's how much. Why
then you should be concerned. I mean, that's, you know, obviously it hasn't blown up much since the initial reportings and whatnot, so that makes you feel a little bit better. But I mean, hey, look, man, Roger Goodell could just wake up and be like, you know, I ain't suspended nobody in a while.
Right.
Anything going on in Dallas, guys? I heard about. Oh, word. Hey, let me look at this.
Can you get me the Dallas player list?
So I don't look. Gut feeling that it's kind of blown over, and it's been not much made about it. I think it's okay, but I'm not going to be completely comfortable until there's something, you know, officially released.
and I said this on Twitter, man. I think the Aldon Smith story kind of did us a favor because it kind of just swept that under the rug a little bit. Okay. Former Dallas Cowboy Aldon Smith is one. Okay, y'all run with that story. That's cool, man. I'll run with that one. Let this Diggs thing kind of go under.
We released them just in time. Maybe the Dallas Cowboys got winded.
And then you got Robinson right behind that with the 2-game suspension. Just got to put a little space, a little distance between it, you know. Just a little distance between it. Yeah, man. But anything in Dallas, always be concerned.
Always, man. You know what? Every season there's something about a Dallas Cowboys player. Always. Like, I hate to say it, does Jerry Jones say, okay, who's got a criminal record that we could draft?
But here's the thing: a lot of these guys, excluding Aldon Smith, a lot of these guys that do tend to get in trouble, like Debbie Wilson or we're talking about Diggs, don't have any red flags in their background. It's just, this is why we always talk about, man, when you get to Dallas, man, that light hits. It's a different like, look, for instance, everything that happened with Diggs, for instance, let me go put him with Minnesota.
Right.
Yeah. There's not even a blip about this.
Right.
There's not even a blip.
You know what? I don't understand. And I don't know if you guys can help me understand. These guys make millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. Why not pay some high-end, somebody who's going to shut their mouths, do what you got to do behind closed doors? But no, these guys go after these. But I don't understand the mentality.
It's where we are currently in today's society. Like I said, like you saw with Aaron Donald, right? A random guy just posted a picture of him getting blacked out and a black eye and said, Aaron Donald hit me. That story was everywhere until the footage came out, and then it was like, oh, my bad. It wasn't Aaron Donald. But what was he trying to do? Possibly get a settlement. If you're able to get knocked out the club and maybe get $70,000 out of it, that's a win for him. You know, so it's just clout chasing is where we currently stand, you know, but these guys have to be more aware of their surroundings and who they're tying their name with, because like Nick just said, if Diggs played for the Minnesota Vikings, that's not attractive, but she tagged the NFL and this is y'all hero, and I was like, Trayvon Diggs, that was the best you could, like,
I mean, it's a player.
That's what I'm saying. There's these high-end prostitutes that are like,
you gotta do. It's called the Jeter rules. The playbook is out there. The Jeter rules. Derek Jeter. The playbook is out there. Here's how Jeter did it. You come to the house. As soon as you get to the house, your phone goes up.
Right.
Whenever you leave, you get a bag full of nice little gifts and everything, and you leave and you get your phone back, and that's that.
Right.
And Jeter was never in trouble. Well, the only trouble Jeter ever got in was Mariah Carey went a little crazy. It was trying to hunt him down over a whole bunch of bars and stuff like that. But he was never in trouble. Never caught up in any kind of scandal, if you will. The Jeter rules. I should follow those rules. Or you have enough money. A good friend of mine, Steve Masai, we used to talk about this. Man, you got this money. You got these houses. Hey, man, I'll tell you, J.J. Watt does it best. The unknown thing about J.J. Watt. Every year. Now, he's a married man now. We'll talk about when he's a younger man. I'm talking when he was a younger man.
Okay.
Every off season, where did he go? To his brother's house to sleep on the couch, and they did shit up in Wisconsin.
Right.
No worries. There's no what's going on in Wisconsin. Nothing.
Right.
You're a football, got up in Wisconsin, do your thing. You're on the couch. It's fine. There's no location. You can't find me. So there's ways they handle it. But again, when you talk about young men, right?
Yeah, they're young,
okay,
man.
you talk about young men. And look, and for those that know, Tuck, I know you definitely know, man, when I was 20, 21, 22, and I was DJing clubs and promoting clubs and, the vapors get around and things are happening and whatever. And now it's even more accessible because that's just us in a club setting because we're old men. We're not going to talk about how,
You're scrolling and just be like,
now Instagram's wide open.
Oh,
Snapchat,
yeah, man.
wide open. It's like, you can finally come across all these different things. I mean, my God, right? We had another cornerback here with Drea, right? Remember that?
Right.
Bears used to slip some Molly.
Yeah.
Right. So, when you're young, you're full of money and your things are accessible to you that have never been so easily accessible. Whether you was a ladies' man or not, it becomes even that much more easier. So things happen, you get caught up, you try to learn from it, you try to move on, don't become Talib, the former cornerback from Dallas and different things. It's a learning experience for him. And hopefully he learned from this, he'll move forward and things will be fine.
Yeah,
100%. BJ, you were going to say something earlier.
Oh,
I hope you remember what you're going to say.
No, I got you. I got a question here. And Mendoza with that's why Parsons is a no-go here in Dallas.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ooh,
that right there.
Can you imagine Parsons with that power? Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, man. But bouncing back to that, and I just did Around the Nation episode 3. Finally got on there. This is a buy or sell, and I thought this was a good question, and I want to bring it to y'all and see what y'all thought about it. Are you buying or selling that we're set at 3-tech moving forward with Gallimore and Tristan Hill? Are we set there at 3-tech moving forward for this season? Calvin Watkins is not Calvin. What's his name? Not Calvin. The Houston guy, Watkins. Carlos Watkins, excuse me.
Right.
Is your rotational guy they signed as a 3-tech. So those are your 3-3-techs.
So let me. I'll ask you a different flip side of that. Is there anybody out there that would be?
Doesn't matter if anybody's out there. We're not talking about 1-techs either. We're just going to talk about strictly the 3-tech, and we're talking about this defense, right? Where it's no longer this multiple gap. You're going to pick a lane and go. Are you buying that we're set with Hill, Watkins, and Gallimore?
Yeah, I'm buying that we are set at the 3-tech position because I feel like. Go ahead, Sid.
No, go. Sorry, go.
I was gonna say, based off of what I've seen from Tristan Hill last year and also from Neville Gallimore, I feel like they're proven guys that they can have as a rotation. And also, you mentioned Watkins. My main concern was really the 1-tech position, and I think Urban's gonna play primarily the 1 nose. But he might be a rotational 3 because he can play a little bit of 3 as well because they played it, in the 3-4, in Chicago. So I think we're set at the 3-tech, and that's kind of been my concern. When a lot of these mock drafts, they kind of have it like my guy Marvin Wilson. I think Marvin Wilson's more of a traditional 3-tech versus a nose. I really want a nose tackle, like a nose plug over the center type of guy that we can bring in. So I would say I'm buying.
Okay, what about you, Sid? You buying or selling?
Listen, I was gonna say, yeah, I'm buying because I like what I saw from Gallimore last year. And Gallimore is a Canadian guy, so he's from like down the street from me. So I'm definitely on the Gallimore train. And Tristan Hill, and I agree with what Soflo said. Tristan Hill is gonna be a sleeper, man. I think that you're gonna see big things from him this year. I think the Dallas Cowboys are doing the right thing.
Yeah, I like what Tristan was bringing to the table last year. People got to remember he just turned 23. Right. He's still super young. A bad injury, but at least he got it early. So you move, so you're hoping that's going to bounce back. I think Gallimore, obviously, we banged the table for Gallimore. They said he wasn't ready. Then all of a sudden he just had to play because of injuries. It's like, wow, Nolan, are you sure he wasn't ready? Because he looks pretty damn good. Maybe the best defensive tackle we're walking out there right now. But neither here nor there on that. I think set is a relative term. I think it's going to be set versus I think you can feel comfortable with what you're going into the year with. As in the draft, like you take a guy like Alan McNeil, for instance, right? He's kind of a tweener. He can be a 3-tech, but he does a lot of 1-tech stuff. Now you go to the very end of the spectrum with the Tyler Shelvin, right? And he's a one tech. Is that going to be something in their mind? Because you look at the one tech situation right now, you're talking about Urban being there. And look, I watched a ton of tape on Urban. He eats up double team blocks. I love it. Man, I think Cowboys Nation's going to love him. I wish he was the guy who would have got a 2-year deal over Basham even.
Right. And his wife is a pretty cool follow on Twitter.
And she is too, yeah. and then of course you got Woods who's coming back, and he'll be a rotational guy there for you at the one tech position. I think they got to add some sauce in that. They got a little seasoning in there, you know. And I just don't know. You got to find a one tech. And look, my guy Nixon out of Iowa as well. It's another guy that could come here at the one tech position. But yeah, I think I'm with you guys as well. I think we're set with those two. With those two-headed monster with Gallimore.
You said that we're not going to address the linebacker in 3. You think that we will go one tech in 3, or you think that we'll go maybe just a defensive tackle, just a 3 tech? You know, since we tossing out hot takes tonight.
Before you answer that, BJ, yo, I want to send a shout out. Dallas Cowboys fan 1980 is in the building.
Bro?
Definitely check your Twitter feed. I did send you the link if you want to drop in and drop some of your knowledge on this stream. That'd be great. So I just sent that to you, so check that out. Send a shout out to the Lunatic. Everybody who's in the chat right now, thank you so much. I feel the love coming back, man. We got people streaming and watching. And like I said, guys, before we continue, Jay, please let the fans know where to find you, and that way we could continue this show if you guys are good.
Yeah. You guys can find me, of course, on Twitter at jtuck151, and then also on my YouTube channel, Cowboys Fans Only, and also CowboysFansOnly.com. We are back, man.
Back.
CFO gang in the building.
Back like it never left.
Yeah, it never left. So.
BJ, definitely let the fans know where to find you, man.
Absolutely, man. On YouTube, it's Star Game Podcast. Man, go hit that sub, hit that follow, or hit that notification bell, I should say. On Facebook, it's also Star Game. We have the group, we have the page. Jump in the group, like and follow the page. Catch me, Spoonie, and Mary Ella every Wednesday during the offseason at 8 p.m. Central for the Cowboys Report. And then on Twitter, man, your _guy_Nix, Nix, man. Come through and holler at me on Twitter, man. We act up on Twitter, maybe a little too much, but it's fun. It's all fun and games.
I can't keep up with you guys on Twitter. It's like not every day. It's like not 5 to 10 comments. I'm like, what? Did I miss something? So it's hard for me to keep up. Guys, thank you for tuning in. Definitely check out my channel, Dallas Cowboys for Life. My Twitter is SidDC for Life. And my Instagram is also SidDC for Life. I'm starting to get back into the Instagram thing, so definitely check me out. So, BJ.
In the gym. That's why
BJ, definitely. Jay just asked a question. Please chime in. Do you think that we're going to be going after a one tech anywhere in the draft?
He's trying to steal it from. Yeah, he's trying to.
He's chiming out, man.
Time out.
Did he drop?
Frozen.
He's frozen. So listen, I guess he's gonna answer it at some point. I hope we go. Yep, he dropped, so he'll definitely be coming back. I hope we'll be going after a one tech at some point. I just hope that BJ is not right about not. Oh man, I hope he's not right, because I don't want to put all my baskets into LVE and Jalen Smith.
Yeah, I think they're gonna address it, man. I think that was the reason why they didn't sign KJ Wright. Because they had the idea that they're going to go linebacker in the draft. I feel like they will fill that need. Now, will it be top 3? I don't know. It makes sense to make it top 3. I don't see why they wouldn't, but I think they will address the linebacker, need, because you have to add some depth to that position, clearly. So,
yeah, BJ, you're back, man. You froze up for a minute. Yeah, we can see you. Okay. You're a little blurry, but we can see you.
Well, pixelated.
Yeah, we gotta wait for him to.
Over here,
Sub-Zero.
on my why would they drop out and just hit the?
Okay, he said he's gonna drop out and hit reset. Yeah, man. So listen, I want to ask you something that I was gonna ask everybody. With what the Dallas Cowboys have done so far, obviously signing Dak has been a huge, huge deal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think his He's definitely having some Wi-Fi or internet issues. I think signing Dak has been a big deal. And it seemed at one point I'm like, do they think that just signing Dak is the answer to the Dallas Cowboys season going into the 2021 season? Because it seems like the Dallas Cowboys weren't making any big moves. Are you happy with what the Dallas Cowboys are doing right now? And do you think that the Dallas Cowboys have a chance to make it to the playoffs this year?
Yeah, I feel like we'll kind of answer both questions. I feel like no, one, I'm not happy with the Cowboys did. I feel like, signing Dak Prescott was the big, okay, here you guys have been asking for it, now shut up. Signing, and so we did that, and we really haven't done much. Granted, we did bring in, Brent Urban that Nick has mentioned, Keanu Neal, also DeMonte Casey, but these are kind of rotational guys coming in on 1-year deals. So there hasn't been a real signing coming in to say, like, this is going to be our guy. We got this guy. He's going to be a Dallas Cowboy for quite some time. These are all very prove it dealish. So my biggest frustration with the Cowboys is with the salary cap pulling back. We see a lot of these 1-year deals going across the league. I really thought the Cowboys would be more aggressive, bringing in guys that have actual impact versus kind of sitting on their hands. So it makes me believe that the Cowboys are thinking very heavily on this draft, as what I mentioned. Now, playoffs, I don't want to jump the gun, but I feel like naturally we should be in position to win our division at least. I mean, that's the bare minimum. And I keep trying to explain to the Cowboys fans, I can care less about winning the division and making the playoffs. That's not the standard I'm focusing on coming 2021. Like, it's actually deep runs and making a solid push. But I feel like we're going to take that, game by game, week by week. And I really need to start seeing the building blocks implemented in Dallas. And I think, seeing that the team, chose to opt in to voluntary workouts. Okay, that's a good sign. So they're focused on football. They're ready to get back at it. Let's see how the draft goes. And maybe these things will start to add the layers to being a real contender. That's where I'm more focused on, being a real contender versus just saying, oh, we won the division, AFC East champ. We get a cute little hat and we get sent home. That's not the standard.
All right. I mean, the one thing I like, am I coaching? Am I buffering now? Am I good? Can y'all hear me?
Good.
Okay.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick, y'all. I'll be right back.
Okay. The one thing that I do like is we have the most players at the Star in-house than any other team right now. We got 25. Yeah. We got 25 guys in-house working out, practicing, building that camaraderie, getting ready for the season. That kind of spoke about the culture, right, at his press conference. And I'm going to backdoor off of what y'all are talking about there a little bit, is that with that being said, the culture, all right, well, you said it, let's see it. And now we're seeing all these guys in-house working and doing those things. So the culture within who is on this roster is there currently.
Yeah. And I'm going to wait for Jay Tuck to come back because it
gets me excited.
Yeah, I'm excited going into the season. I'm excited going into this season too, and when J Tuck comes back, I want to ask you guys both a question about actually the Dallas Cowboys players and who you guys think will have a huge impact this year. Because I know some of these guys, from what I'm seeing, Dak is training hard, Zeke is training hard, CeeDee Lamb looks insanely amazing. This guy put on some weight. I think he put on some weight because some of the hits that he took last year. Definitely,
And of course, 1 year, 1 to year two, you always gain that weight too, right? From a rookie, because you get to an actual NFL offseason regimen, and you're going to add a little bit of weight. So yeah, he's definitely a little bit bigger as well.
Yeah, 100%, man. Jay, welcome back. So Jay, as I was just asking BJ, I said, this year with the Dallas Cowboys players that are there this year, who do you think will have a huge impact going into the season? Who will look better than last year? Because I said, Zeke is training hard. Dak looks good. CeeDee Lamb put on some muscle mass. He's, put on some weight. Who do you think will have a breakout year this year? Not only on offense, on defense.
Yeah, if I had to pick, say you might want to hit the earmuffs, but I think it'll be DeMarcus Lawrence. I think DeMarcus Lawrence will have a much better. I think.
Can I kick you now? Can I kick this guy right now? Mute him. Somebody mute him.
Yeah, I think DeMarcus Lawrence is going to have a much better year, even though he was solid last year through all that chaos and whatever the hell we were trying to do defensively. he had a solid year last year. I feel like this year will be even better. So I don't want to say it's going to be a breakout year, but I feel like this is going to be a D-Law year because I know Dan Quinn is going to put him in positions where he can do what he does best. And having Randy Gregory for a full season this year is also going to help as well because we're going to have that constant edge rusher on the other side. So I would say DeMarcus Lawrence defensively, and then offensively, I mean, can we really say Zeke's going to have a, breakout year? I mean, because honestly, without the fumbling, can you really say Zeke had a bad year last year? I mean, he fumbled. There were some issues. There was a lot of changes going with the offensive line. Like, there was a lot going on last year. And I think people are just writing Zeke off because he's, the person to take the bullets when Dak Prescott was gone.
Yeah,
right. So he's going to be punching bag. So I feel like Zeke is going to have a solid year. I don't expect to see the mega numbers because honestly, that's not what this offense needs from Ezekiel Elliott anymore. Like, we don't need 1,600 yards rushing anymore from Ezekiel Elliott. We just need him to be efficient in third downs and in different opportunities. So I think the best thing's going to benefit Zeke next year is he's going to really understand what's his role in this new Mike McCarthy, Kellen Morris style, Dak Prescott led offense. And I think he's going to be a lot more comfortable next year. So I would say Ezekiel Elliott and DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yeah. I mean, I think for the Cowboys, it needs to be Gallimore is who we need to see in year 2 to make that step, because that means that's going to help the run defense. We were ranked 31st last year. So Gallimore is going to be the guy that I'm going to take year 2 full-time starter. Most of the snaps, right?
So you think him jumping over Tristan Hill?
I think so. I think so. I think he'll definitely go get his burns for sure. But I think Gallimore's going to be the starter. So you definitely need to see that from Gallimore taking that step forward and helping that defensive line, get that push up the middle. And then, on the offensive side of the ball, I mean, this is kind of this is more of a health than a bounce back. I need to know that the neck surgery did what it needed to do for Tyron Smith. Right. If that neck surgery is right, and Tyron Smith, and people forget Tyron Smith's only 30. I mean, he's not over the hill, guys. He's only 30. It's something, he's missed 3 games every year up until last year, 16, 17, 18, 19. He missed 3 games per year. And then, of course, last year, basically the whole season. And we all want to, hey, get the surgery. If he can get this, he finally got the surgery. He's had a lot of time off. If that body's healed correctly, and he's going to be that, just that rock over there, left tackle. It does, a lot for this offense moving forward. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, so Flo, super concerned about LVE.
We talked about that earlier.
That's why I just dropped that video, man.
Yeah. Brittle bones. Brittle bones.
Yeah.
And another guy that's kind of going to have pressure that we haven't spoken about, Blake Jarwin. Because Lord forbid, if he's not what everyone wants to make him out to be, I'm gonna have a few things to say.
Well, I mean, we're good, so it's fine.
Yeah, okay, cool.
That's what I'm about to say. If Pitts come in and Jarwin doesn't do what we need him to do, guess what? You know what? And I'm pretty sure that's going to play with Jarwin's mind a little bit too, because we get Pitts. Do you think Jarwin is going to come out there and not be nervous?
I think he just comes tight end number 2, which you do need 2 tight ends. You need multiple tight ends, but a lot of people don't understand. They feel like you just need 1 tight end. Everyone else
are you confident enough to say that if we get Pitts, Jarwin's coming number 2 no matter what? And Pitts is starting?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. If you just buy a PS5, are you going to still play your PS4? No, you got to play the PS5. That's what it is. Like, if Jerry Jones is going to be as fortunate enough to get a Kyle Pitts at 10, he's going to be tight end 1. Clearly, day 1, no debate about this. And so, there's still a use for Blake Jarwin. You use 2 tight ends. So,
whoever you take, and look, and number 10, and this is the biggest thing that I think, for sure I've been talking about, and I believe Tuck and others have as well, is that whatever you take at 10 has to be impact. I don't care what side of the ball it is. I don't care what position it is. It has to be impact. You can't, this is why taking the offensive lineman at 10 hesitates me, because, well, where is he going to play? If he'll play 3 games if one guy misses 3 games. That's what you spent your 10th round pick on. There was like, but then everyone says, well, just play him at guard. Okay, fair. But you have Connor Williams coming off his best year at guard. So you're just going to say, all right, well, you're just going to plug in Sewell or Slater over Connor just like that. That's why I'm hesitant about offensive lineman. Not that I would hate it, but I'm hesitant about offensive lineman at 10. Again, at 10, you got to get a guy that's going to come in and give you impact. I don't care where it's at, and he has to be impact day one. Then you can't sit here if you're going to draft Pitts. I'll promise you, he's going to be starting. He's going. Look. And starting's relative. Okay. If Jarwin goes up there for the first play and then Pitts plays the rest of the plays, well, technically Jarwin started. Okay. So, again, you got to get impact players. And, to me, it's cornerback or the tight end. I know a lot of people try to talk about the wide receiver position. And, and to me, there's just not enough impact for me there to go get a wide receiver. Even if it is Chase, even if it was Chase, I don't think I know you. I know, but the impact to me is not there
because we have to move on from somebody,
right? Yeah, and they're not going to do that. So to me, it's the cornerback or it's the tight end. Or if there's a quarterback there and you want to trade out, then maybe that's something we got to revisit and circle back around to. But yeah, offensive lineman again. I'm not hating. We take Slater. I'm not mad at it. I'm not. Right. But understand. Do you think he's coming here day one and going to be the starter over Connor Williams?
No, because Connor Williams' spot has been solidified. As frustrated as we've been as Cowboys fans, I feel like he's been solidified. I mean, because we've been thinking it's going to be competition between him and Connor McGovern. So it's like I feel like the Cowboys are sold on Connor Williams. Like you said, Nick, he came off his best season. It was just everything else around him falling apart. If you look at Connor Williams as a whole, so.
Yeah. Somebody said something about North of the Stars said, I would try to trade Jarwin. He could have market.
I mean, I just don't know what market he'd have. I mean, because he hasn't done anything. He had a great game in New York a couple of years ago. Yeah, it's great. He was supposed to be the guy this year. And the one thing that's always kind of stuck to me in my crawl about him is whenever Witten did retire, he could beat up just one to be the starter.
Right. He had the opportunity to take it. I mean, and that's what people don't understand is that from the most part, Dalton Schultz is more proven than Blake Jarwin. I mean, Blake Jarwin is more just, hope and optimism. We last year when we did these shows in the summer, I said, Blake Jarwin was going to be my standout guy. Well, it just hasn't worked. And so how many opportunities do you continue to give it from a Cowboys standpoint? And if you do bring in a Kyle Pitts, it's like, I've been saying Blake Jarwin isn't Mike McCarthy's guy. Like he's not cut from that mold. And it's like, all right, so he can probably do different things, but if they have to move him over to be tight end too, or they talked about last year that the tight ends were working with the fullback, so maybe they move Schultz down to kind of a fullback approach and go from there. There's a lot of different creative ways they can use all three of these tight ends, but Kyle Pitts would be definitely tight end one day one. So
Elazar Mendoza, Mary Pitts, kill Schultz. And I won't say the rest. I forgot about Sprinkle.
I forgot about Sprinkle too.
I forgot about Sprinkle too. And Jay, we brought that up the other day when I was texting. Who's making these decisions? Sprinkle from Washington?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I like Blake Bell. I think Blake Bell came back here to Kansas City, if my memory serves me right.
He did.
So
he signed with KC.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that Sprinkle's going to kind of be a rotational guy, the third tight end as it currently stands. But if we do make the move in the draft, I feel like he can be a casualty and move on. Like my guy Soflo just said, it's a blocking tight end.
Yeah,
big upside from it. I mean, you want bodies, you need camp bodies. You got to practice against people and have bodies in house. 17 games now, so it's like, all right, but I'm not expecting Jeremy Sprinkle to be the savior while we get over the hump finally.
So you know what I'm looking forward to, and guys, and I want to thank you guys for being on the show. We're going to wrap this up shortly. I'm looking forward to last year we did it. Who is going to make the cut after all this, right? Because and it's not something we're going to get into now.
Yeah, it's early,
but it's early. But mentioning some of these guys' names, I'm already thinking that, if we make certain moves and we get in the draft, that there's certain people that we just mentioned that might not make the cut and might just get the push out the door, right?
Right.
Well, exactly. I mean, look, a punter's going to get cut because we got two punters. So there you go, and that's about as far as I'm going to go at this point. Because I mean, we're not in the full 90. We don't know what the they got 10 draft picks. How many players is it going to turn to? They draft plus undrafted free agency plus they'll plug and play a couple more veteran free agents before we get to camp. So but a punter will get cut for sure. There you go, market book it.
A punting competition in the house. That's what we got.
That's it, man. Listen, what do you guys think the Dallas and right now it's up in the air. I'm just putting it out there. What's the Dallas Cowboys record going to be? If you guys were to say right now, with what we have going into the season, what's going to be our record this year?
10-7.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wow, with you're talking about what we have right now, I guess, right?
Yeah. That was a question.
Yeah.
10-7. I gotta see what else. I gotta look, man. You want me to taste the gumbo, but it ain't got all the ingredients yet. This gumbo
I would
ain't.
say 12.
Ain't
I would have said 12-5 just to be like fair.
We haven't.
Wow, Brad says 9-8.
We haven't pushed the needle far enough, and we look at what we have on our schedule. I mean, we got Kansas City, you got Tampa Bay, you got some quality opponents, on the road, and also, in the division. So it's like I feel like our division naturally will be better than the NFC East. A lot of people laugh at me when I say that, but I feel like the Giants have improved. I feel like Washington has improved slightly. They're just one quarterback piece away. They're really serious contenders. And I feel like the Eagles, even as chaotic and sporadic as they are, they're like us, man. That's what you're trying to tell people about. Like sometimes we kind of count us and also the Eagles out. They thrive off of that. And so it's like you just never know. Like, so I'm not counting the Eagles fully out right now as dysfunctional as they are. I feel like if you mess around and give them a weapon and Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase that make life easier on Jalen Hurts, they can be competitive, man. So I feel like the NFC East will improve. But as of right now, we really haven't done anything that's going to catapult us to serious contender besides just signing Dak Prescott and hoping he comes back and he is what we are accustomed to seeing. So
I hope so too, man. I hope so too. Guys, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show last minute. When I'm talking about last minute, they was thrown together like an hour before the stream, and these guys have always been there, have my back, and I appreciate it. And I will definitely have you guys on again, and hopefully I can come on your shows and we could keep this going because this is where I will be often from now on because I have a lot of time on my hands, man. The gyms are closed in Canada. So right now, man, they opened us up for 2 weeks because I manage a gym now. I'm managing of the gym in Montreal. And
it was like y'all doing too much. Yeah, y'all Canadians was doing too much.
No, there was a long story short, there was a gym in Quebec City that ended up letting people in there train with no mask. And they had, within 24 hours, they had 30 COVID cases reported. And that city jumped up to 500 cases within a week. So the government said, guess what? We're closing back the gyms.
Yeah.
So that's where it's at. So your boy Sid is working from Mikasa. So I will definitely be doing a lot of shows. Hopefully you guys will be on, and I have a lot of guests lined up coming up. So definitely we're going to get this together. Guys, reach out to me if you want to be a guest on the show. Reach out to me on my Twitter, on my email, whichever. It's all on my Facebook. I will give you all the information. Before I do that, Nick's on this side. Nick's.
Yeah, man. Yeah. As you see,
let the fans
know
where to find you, man.
Yeah, did you see across the bottom of the screen? That's where you can find me on Twitter, your_guy_Nicks. Stargate Podcast is the YouTube channel. Hit that sub and that notification bell as always. That's important, man. Anybody that you're subbing to on YouTube, man, make sure you hit that sub bell as well, man. You won't get the notification. Like he said, Sid said last second show he was coming back. Hey, gotta hit that sub button, that bell hit so you know he was coming back. And then of course on Facebook, man, it's a Stargate. There's the group in the page. Like and follow the page, man. Come join the group. You catch me, Mary Ella, Spoonie every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central, delivering the Cowboys report. Typically our guy, fan of the show, Tuck's in the building. Of course, as always, my guy Sid comes through every once in a while as well. Man, we appreciate y'all as always. Man, and Elazar, the Mod Supreme over there, bringing that heat.
Yeah, man. Mendoza was hiding in the
since forever
on Twitter, man.
Yeah, man. 100%.
Yeah, and I'm
Jay,
telling you now, boy,
please
ain't nobody gonna be happy if we take Horn. And Geechee, I see Geechee in here too. Shout out to my guy Geechee because he big Horn guys as well. Go ahead, Tuck.
Yeah, man. Shout out to men.
Tuck. Also, please let the fans know where to get the hype gear, man. Like Jay's got the Feed Zeke sweaters. He's got the CFO gang stuff.
Let me show y'all what I cooked up, man. Hold on 1 second here, man. Hold
on. So he's definitely, guys, I'm logging out and I'm ordering something from his site. So definitely go check that out, man.
You see that? Get up on that pitch train.
Yeah, the pitch train.
Pitch train. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, Cowboys fans only, man. Go ahead, support the CFO gear, man. We're back, man. I appreciate everyone's patience on getting that whole ordeal settled. And then, of course, you can follow me on Twitter at jtuck151, and then on my my YouTube channel, Cowboys Fans Only, where you can find guests Sid, Nick, Spoonie, Mariella, Star Gang family, man. We're gonna do that live draft show on draft night.
Yeah,
man. So you gotta tune into that. It's gonna be lit, man. And then let's see. This Thursday, I got a show coming out with a few guests, man. So just definitely tune in, man. Like Nick said, turn on that notification bell because you never know when we might just go live. And here we are, man, giving all that Dallas Cowboys content. So appreciate you, my guy. Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid. Salute.
I appreciate that, man. Guys, definitely go check these guys out. Go get that CFO gear, man. I'm jumping. Is there a percentage going to be on that? That's that site for me, though. That's all I want to know.
Off camera.
I gotta
say that off camera.
It, but definitely, I'm gonna set some guys. I'm gonna set something up with J Tuck, and I'm gonna make sure that next time I stream that we can do some kind of special for you guys. And I will definitely line that up. If I have to take the hit, I'll take the hit. But I will definitely have something special on my channel. Please go check me. Please subscribe. I see a few people subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it already. Dallas Cowboys, the number 4 life. My Twitter, SidDC for life. And my Instagram, SidDC for life. Guys, I want to thank you guys for the support, like always. And I will definitely be jumping on their channels. Definitely come and check that out. And we will definitely have some hot topics coming up. It's your boy, Sid. And I'm out.